Back with your left foot into Vera 1. Making sure that that back foot is planted down into the floor. Might do a little self-adjustment, making sure that your hips are lined up and facing forward. The front thigh is over that second toe. That thigh is externally rotated. And from here, bring your hands down to your hips and extend that right front foot. From here, we're going to do Parshavottanasana, extended forward fold. So we'll just warm up going into it. So just gently lean forward. And coming back up. Inhale, nice bend forward. Exhale, come up again. This time, put your hands right in that hip crease. Again, making sure that your hips are squared and straight. Both feet are planted firmly into the ground. And lean forward as far as you can, as far as you can. Nice straight back, arms engaged. And then drop it down. Extending that chin towards your shin, chest towards the thigh. Making sure that left thigh is internally rotated. That right thigh externally rotated. If you have some blocks and you need a little support, you can use that as well. Making sure that your heels are lined up, front heels lined up with the back heel. Taking a few breaths here. Every time you inhale, come up a little bit, and as you exhale, go deeper into that stretch. Making sure that the head is in line with the spine. Big inhale, exhale, take it a little bit deeper. One last deep breath, inhale. And take it to your fullest expression. And holding that for another breath. Bring your hands back to that hip crease, making sure that you're rooted into the ground. And slowly bring yourself up to a standing position. From here, you want to extend your arms out in front of you. Turn that back foot so that your hips are now facing square and straight. Gently leaning forward, off of that back foot, up onto the front foot, drop the hands down, making sure that the hips are staying square, and up splits. Okay, you want to make sure that that back leg is not externally rotating. So if the higher you lift it and it starts to pull out, bring it down lower, keeping those hips squared. Trying to slowly bring that chest towards your thighs, engaging that thigh of the leg that you are standing on. Again, every time you inhale, maybe a little lift, and as you exhale, try to go deeper into this pose. And one more breath in, and take it to your deepest expression. Lift your gaze up, and slowly drop back into crescent. Bringing the arms up, making sure that that front thigh is in line with that second toe. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Taking the skull to the back of the wall. Taking your gaze forward. You can keep your pose here. Or you can drop that left arm, bring it down to the floor. If you have a block, you can use the block. And trying to extend up towards the ceiling with this revolved pose here. Keeping your core engaged. Keeping that knee over that center toe. Slowly bring your hands back to prayer. And unwind, coming back. Whoop! To crescent. Pausing here for a moment. Again, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Slowly bring your body forward, reaching that right hand about 8 inches in front of your right foot. Opening up that left hip. And bring that left hand up, half moon pose. Make sure that your standing leg, you're engaged in your thigh. And just looking down at your hand if you're very secure and comfortable here. Trying to turn your gaze so that your skull is facing to the back of the room. Keeping with your breath. Slowly drop that hand back down. Turn the body so that's facing straight ahead. And we're going to come back into that pose because I forgot something. So come back up into that half moon. Just gently. Don't fall over. I need to adjust here. Bend that standing leg knee just slightly. Bend that top foot back, and if you can, reach back and grab the top of that foot. Push your foot into your hand. Keep your gaze towards the wall. And if that's too difficult, take your gaze down. Release the foot. Square off your body. And drop that left foot down to meet the right. Half lift up. Forward fold down. Inhale. Reach to the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart center. From here, shouldn't say that. Standing strong and firm in your right foot. If you need to, lift the left a little bit. Just get a nice, good, strong, firm foundation. Bend that left knee behind you. Reach around with the left hand. Thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. Grab the inside of your foot. Again, making sure that your hips are square. If you need to do a little check, do that. Push your foot into your hand. Reaching forward with your front hand. Kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back. And once your thigh is parallel to the floor, then you may take it forward. If you do not reach that point, if you find that you're externally rotating, just stay right in the front where you are without leaning forward. You want to make sure that we keep those hips nice and square. Another breath here. Take an inhale, slowly release. Reach the arms up. And come to Tadasana. Inhale up. Take that right foot, step back into Vira 1. Making sure the heels are lined up. Making sure that front leg is pointing over top of that second toe. Again, if you need to self-adjust, check the hips. Make sure that they are squared off. Bringing your hands to your hips. Extend your front leg and just gently fold forward just a little. And bring it back. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, folding forward. Exhale, rising up. This time, as you reach forward, reach with that chest. Lead with the chest. Lead with the chest as far as you can until you're at your edge. And then drop into that forward. Extended forward fold over a straight leg. Again, checking, make sure your heels are lined up. Your hips are forward. Just drop the chin down. Every time you inhale, slight lift. Every time you exhale, going deeper into that pose. So just take a few rounds on your own. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling. Trying to go to your full extension, your full expression. And one more breath in here. And hands back to your waist. And slowly pull yourself up. Lift up that back foot. Bend the front leg. We are now into crescent. Making sure there's hips are nice and forward. That front foot is nice and strong. Rooted into the ground. From here, you're going to lean forward, rolling to the top of that back foot, and lifting gently with that front leg, going into up splits. Again, making sure that your hips are squared. It's not about how high you can lift your leg. It's about making sure that your hips are staying squared. You want to think about the top of your foot, if you're able to go that far, just sliding up to a wall. Every time you inhale and exhale, going deeper into this pose. Making sure your standing leg is strong. And looking back, making sure that you can see that those hips are squared. Taking another breath here. Lift that leg up just a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Oh, Lord. Slowly bend that front knee. Drop that leg back. Come up to Virua. And I forgot it again. No, I didn't. So now you're in turn, so you're in crescent. Hands to heart center. And just twisting over to the left. Coming forward. Making sure your weight is evenly distributed between your back and front foot. From here you have options. You can stay where you are. If your rib cage are leaning on your thigh, you want to lift them up. You want to keep those ribs off of that thigh. From here you can extend your arm down, reaching up to the ceiling. Holding that pose. Staying centered, engaging the core. Bring your hands back to prayer. Having a bad day, Ari, bear with me. And just gently untwist. Coming back to crescent. And getting yourself centered. Getting your bearing straight. From here, reach your arms forward. I said it again. Rolling off that back foot, lifting onto the left. Put that left hand just about 8 inches, maybe 10 inches in front of you. Turning that right hip open. Flaunting that toe that is lifted into the air. Pulling that bowstring back up to the ceiling. And if you need to, use a block for extra support. Lifting up the thigh, the standing leg. Engage that muscle. And if you can, turn your gaze towards the wall so that your skull is facing to the back of the room. Coming to your breath. And slowly exhale, bring that hand back down to the floor. Again, make sure that your leg is rooted down nice and strong. From here, bend that back foot in. Keep that leg straight. And slowly bring that foot down to reach the upper. Take a nice deep breath. Then up. Come into heart center. From here, root down with your right foot, nice, strong, and firm into the ground. Bring that left foot behind you. Get your hitchhike hand. Grab the top of that foot. Engage the thigh, the leg you're standing on. Push that foot into the hand. I'm on the wrong leg. Let's try this leg. Bend that right leg. Grab it on the inside. Again, making sure your hips are square. Pushing into that hand. Push, 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 push. Lift up the quadricep of that left leg, your standing leg. Push, keeping the hips square. It's not about how big and full the expression of your dancer is. Whatever works for you. You need to make sure the hips are squared. Once you maybe get that thigh parallel to the floor, then you can take it forward. Otherwise, take your expression of dancer here today. Keeping that leg engaged, your standing leg. And just gently release. Coming back to standing.